Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, good. All right. So I guess we'll kick it back off. I'll give a little breakdown again. So uh Marketing Mondays, we got Youth in Action on today. We had a little technical difficulties, but we got Pierre and Rashad Mays, the Mays boys, Gump Legends, Montgomery, Alabama, Youth in Action, uh, legendary nonprofit organization in Montgomery area, done a lot for the community. I know Pierre was giving us a little background about where he started, how he started in the AAU game, and how Youth in Action has evolved from starting off at AAU into other areas. Uh, so Pierre, just give us. I know you don't have to go all the way back through it, but just give us a little breakdown of where Youth in Action started.
Um, like I said, man, it started in '95. Um, as kind of a resource in the community.
Mm-hmm.
Because like I was saying, my dad, he didn't want to reinvent the wheel. So what he would do is he would steer kids to the YMCA and to the baseball leagues and football leagues in the city, just to keep them involved and active. And in '96, he got 13 families involved and signed up to the Y.
Mm-hmm.
And we formed our team at the Kershaw YMCA. We went to the state championship for the YMCA state tournament, and like I was saying, he was trying to find some things for us to do during the summer to keep this thing going, keep the momentum going. Found out about AAU. We went to the state tournament, the 12U tournament in Huntsville. We came in first place, and the nationals that year was at Salt Lake City, Utah. Parents got together, raised the money, and we flew out there. And the next year we went to Memphis, and we just been going ever since. I started coaching in 2003 when I was 19, and we just been going like that ever since.
Yep. And so, Shad, I know you said like that first team that Pierre actually coached on, he was young, but you were a part of that team. Did you know, like, when did you know that you were going to get into, the AAU game?
I was going to get into the game when I moved back here. When I moved back from Baton Rouge, um, just watching, going to Pierre practice, just watching at first, and then starting to help him out. And then when I saw that, the places that this thing can take you and the impact that you can have on these kids' lives, I was like, I got to do this. So I went and got me some young kids, and
Yeah.
now they are juniors and sophomores, but like kind of like how my dad was with it, just exposing families to new things. Like I always say this jokingly, but most of the time when kids fly for the first time is with me. Like
Yeah.
when we go fly, I flew kids to Orlando, I flown kids to North Carolina, Baltimore, just
Right.
exposing them to new things and just showing them how far this basketball can really take you.
Yeah.
If you take advantage of it and the things and the doors that it can open for you.
Yeah.
So that stuff just inspired me to really just kind of like just lock in and really focus and just help as many families as possible.
Yeah. And Shad, I know we talked about this before. And you focus on that younger group. Like, tell me about how it feels to see them go from little kids to men at
Yeah,
some
man,
point.
it's beautiful. It's beautiful just seeing how they grow, just watching them, just how how they would just cry after a loss, or how you breaking up little fights and all that stuff. To
Yeah.
now they're adults and they are just like college students. Some are playing in pros. It's just a beautiful thing just to watch those kids grow, man, and
Yep.
just see how their talent can put them in spots, and then that can change their family lives, man. Like I always say, a $50 basketball can get you like $50,000 worth of education, and you
Right.
can't beat that. You can't
Right.
beat. You can't beat
Yep.
that.
Yep. Pierre, tell me a little bit about how from your perspective, it's just impacting families' lives and then changing the trajectory of how their life is going to go.
Just to piggyback off what my brother said, man, exposing kids and young men something that they normally wouldn't get the chance to. With me, I think like in 2012, I started coaching in Atlanta with the Atlanta Express. Um, that's the largest platform that I had ever coached on. When you talk about AAU, so now we get to the point where we flying across the country,
Right.
playing against top tier competition, top level competition, all for college scholarship. So you will take a kid that might not have a chance at anything else in life, and that'll be his only way to get that free education. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And man, it's just a great feeling, you know what I'm saying, watching these kids sign these scholarships. And basketball in promise on a professional level, to all of them,
Mm-hmm.
or to anybody for that matter, but a free education is, and what you do after that with it, is up to that individual. But I feel like we do our part to the fullest and to our best ability when you talk about giving kids exposure to whatever sport it is that we're involved in, and putting them in a position to get those college scholarships.
Yep. And see, you brought up a point about when you transition to going to Atlanta when you were with the Atlanta Express, and that came with you getting on a bigger platform with the Under Armour team. So tell me about the learning about the business side when you went and saw how big of a business it was.
Yeah. So here, when I first started, I'm thinking that you just play, you just go to tournaments and play. But when I get over there, I see it's a whole business. Parents investing in their kids, parents investing in programs to put their kids on those platforms. Um, it's a whole business. From the sponsorships
Mm-hmm.
to for the teams to camps for individual players,
Yep.
like it's a whole business. Your programs might be on a $75,000 to $100,000 budget. That take
Yep.
care of everything. So now
Yep.
when we start, we bagging groceries for tips. We washing cars. We selling fish plates.
Yep.
But then over there, we ain't doing nothing but showing up to the
Right.
airport, and they
Right.
handed you a plane ticket.
Yep.
But it's a huge investment. Each shoe company that's involved, it's all about finding that next LeBron, Michael Jordan, LeBron James, Kobe Bryant. That's all it is. They're gonna invest in the programs. They're gonna put money behind it, and their job is to get the very best kids in their brand. And
Right.
so my role to that was to get the best kids out of the state of Alabama to that Under Armour program in Atlanta, and I was pretty successful at that. For my time there, I might have did eight or nine kids
Mm-hmm.
to that program, and they all received college scholarships, and they all play or played Division I basketball. So
Yep.
it was a beautiful thing.
No, and then just think to piggyback on what you said, bringing up a good point about as far as like investing in yourself, right? So the point behind the difference in the mindset of the parents wanting to invest in their child to see the big picture of what it's going to pay off for. So tell me a little bit more about just the mindset that you've seen differently from when you went over to Atlanta to what you've seen in Alabama.
Man, the biggest difference, man, is the parents, the parent involvement. Here for the most part, in the situations that we've been in, kids pretty much make their own decisions, and it's pretty much up to whoever coaching to make things happen. Difference is in Atlanta, the parents involved. They making decisions for the kids, and then they're putting whatever amount of money it costs for their kid to do whatever. They're putting all that money up. So here, you know, we charge 300, in between 3 and 350, you know, per child. But there, when I get over there, they charging $700-800, you know, and parents not complaining. They're not asking questions about where the money going, because they're looking at it as this is an investment. I see the bigger picture for my child at the end of this road, so we're gonna put this money up, you know, on the front end, and on the back end, he'll receive that scholarship, and he'll be able to reap the benefits of it.
And kind of to piggyback off that, I'm in Atlanta now, and I did a year with the Stars, and now I'm with the Express. And like he said, I can't think about a time that I went to a kid and the kids said, "Well, I just play for you, coach." It's always, man, you got to talk to my parents. You know, like it's a decision that they make. Here in Montgomery, it's more so what the kid wants to do.
Yeah.
So the parent would be like, "Well, I asked him," or it's whatever he want to do. So, and I think, you know, with the parent involvement, that helps you out down the road as well. You know, having a circle that's going to help you make the right decision.
Right.
Now, I'm not going to say every parent's like that, because I do have some parents here in Montgomery that do listen, that do, you know, come to us for advice or whatever. And those kids are actually, you know, some of your more successful kids out of Montgomery.
Yeah. And the biggest part about that is the support system, right? So if you're looking at the differences in how people reach different levels, is you have to have the support system around you to be able to do that. So when they are looking at it as a business and they're treating it as a business, and with businesses come investments, right? So if you're treating this you know, this child or this opportunity versus the child, this opportunity as a business, then that means you're going to put in the time, you're going to put in the investment, and you're going to also, which brings me to my next point, is from a marketing and a branding standpoint, you're going to brand yourself as a business. So talk to me a little bit about how different kids view themselves as a brand, and making sure that they are putting forth their best, you know, their best foot forward to these college coaches and, you know, these different programs.
Well, social media is extremely important when it comes to, you know, building a brand as a kid. And I use one of my kids for example. He had the opportunity to play against LeBron James' son, Mikey Williams, which is the top player in his class, and he had a really good showing. He had a really, really good showing. He made all the YouTube videos, blase. So we really took advantage of that. We piggybacked off that. We created him all type of social media platforms. He got so many followers. And then that's when the group the Nike group out of Georgia reached out about him. So we jumped on that, took advantage of it, took him to so many camps, and we just really, really, really promoted the kid really well, because you have to promote the kids. You have to promote the kids. So, and I think, you know, you have to have a brand when you're doing so. So, you know, it was a situation where I still monitor a lot of his stuff as far as on the social media aspect, was posting, just doing, you know, you gotta know what you're doing. So like, and like I said, man, you really got to promote the kids well. And that's one thing that I think I did well with a few kids with that class. We promoted them well. I took a kid up to Baltimore. He made top top 40 at one of the the biggest camp in the country at the time. Took him to CP3. He made the top 24 game there. CP3, that's like one of the biggest camps as well. And like, you just really gotta promote the kids, speak up for the kids, politic for the kids, and just kind of sell the kids. Got to.
Yep.
And that's what I was gonna say, man. Like, especially in the game of basketball, you got millions of kids playing, but what's gonna stand out about the kids that's playing for you, And I feel like that's when it's a director or a coach's job to go over and beyond to make sure that he putting that individual in the best, situation as far as on the court and marketing him, because it can take you a long way. Like, it can take you a long way. Like, you got to be at the right camps. You got to be in front of the right media. And then not only that, the kids got to know how to act. They got to know how to talk to the people when they're getting interviewed. And just having high character, and all of that comes along with with us mentoring and working with these kids.
Yep. So is that something that you all are intentional about, as far as just making sure that they understand that they are a brand and that they are supposed to be, portraying themselves in a certain way that's going to make them more marketable?
Right. Yeah. Because we try to get them to understand that this is all about them. We as coaches or directors and the parent, we just the support system. It's all about that athlete or that student athlete. So we always encourage them to have high character and to do the things that they're supposed to do on and off the playing field. My biggest thing that I always tell my kids is you never know who's watching. Mm-hmm. So when it's time to play, you going all out. And then when you're not playing, if we're at a tournament and you're on the side or you waiting for a game, like, just, know how to conduct yourself, because it's bigger than, just what's on the court. Like, because the thing is, when a college coach comes and offers you a scholarship, they can easily take it away. And I tell my kids, my older kids all the time, a college coach at a Division I school is not going to lose his $1 million salary over this one individual. He or she is just not going to do it. They have a family to feed and to take care of. Their job's on the line. They're not going to bring in a knucklehead or somebody that don't know how to act that's going to risk them losing their job. They just not going to do it. And so that's why we encourage, as far as from the social media aspect, just don't be with all the foolery. You know what I'm saying? All the cursing, being in pictures with guys showing guns and you know what I'm saying? Just, all that stuff. Not if you're trying to be an athlete, not if you're trying to get a college scholarship. You have to market yourself like that's what you're trying to do.
Yeah. So, Pierre, what's one of the one things that you wish you had known starting out that you know now?
Man, the whole business side, the whole marketing side, knowing where to take players, what tournaments to play in. Man, I tell anybody, like, and I didn't told you this before, I wish I could go back to 03 to like 06 when I had the guys from Montgomery that all played high-level college basketball, NBA, overseas, because I was limited to what I could really do. I didn't know. Had I known then what I know now, the sky would be the limit for our program and what we're doing. I mean, we're doing well now, but had we, been able to attack that area of this youth basketball, then it'd be no stopping us.
Yep. Yep. And just to piggyback off that, when Montgomery had certain players at that level, if they still were able to make it to certain levels, but if it just knowing what you know now, that would be able to take them to a different level. So that would have been big. Mm-hmm. So also tell me, I want to transition to youth in action as a whole. I know we talked a lot about the AAU, but let's talk about Youth in Action as a whole and all the other programs that are involved.
Okay, so uh, the end of the 2019-2020 school year, the second part of that school year, we actually started our after school program. We had kids in the Regency Park community, and we would meet with them like on Tuesday and Thursday each week. We were doing financial literacy with the kids in the community, and we were also doing public speaking. We just felt like those are two of the important things that the young African American child needs to know that they're gonna need and they're gonna use on an everyday basis as adults. So we felt like that was really big. We haven't resumed it since we stopped due to COVID. That's kind of been an issue for us with that. So we got that on pause right now. But we went forward with our track program. We started the track program in I think May, and we also have a golf program that we've been doing for a couple of years now.
Yep.
The track program is doing really well. They're actually competing in the indoor season now in Birmingham, so that's going pretty well for us.
Since you brought up track, I want to get back to some of the other things, but I know you all do have a standout track star that's coming up, so you can take a little time to shout her out and talk a little bit about how she's doing.
Yeah, so my cousin Kyle, he the track coach, and his son is pretty fast, but he was always telling me about this young female named Summer. And so, I'm thinking, yeah, she fast. She can run a little bit. But then when I actually got to see her run, I was like, dang, she got a chance to be pretty special. But high character child. First and foremost, know how to behave off the track. You know what I'm saying? And just as far as being a person, good behavior, no kind of issues. And she performs at a high level. She holds a state record for like the 100 and 200 meters, and whenever it's time to compete, she show out. Like, you know what I'm saying? She don't never let us down. So she's doing really well right now.
That's good. And I know to go back to the financial literacy piece and then the public speaking. Tell me a little bit more about some of the things that you have other than that are on the in the future.
Well, we want to do a whole life skill section. Just really just being able to develop the overall human. You know what I'm saying? The overall child. Like I said, you have your we already have public speaking and the financial literacy, but just any kind of educational tools that they could use. Just even if it's down to hygiene, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
We're just trying to really teach these kids, you know what I'm saying, the way to be and the way to go. Because, you know what I'm saying, like when we look, like I worked in the school system and I'm around kids a lot, and it's just a lot that our kids don't know. And you know what I'm saying, I'm not just gonna limit that to the Montgomery community. That's everywhere,
Right.
and so whatever kind of void that they need filling, we're here to fill that void for them.
Yep. No, I think that's very important, and even to think back to when we put together the event for the football thing, and then we had the media session. So it gave the kids the opportunity to be able to speak on that type of platform and have that have to be able to articulate themselves and talk in front of the media and stuff like that. So different things like that are definitely some things that should be implemented. Just making sure that they're aware of how they have to move in the future, and I think one of the big things is going to be just like you brought up earlier is the social media education of how they use these different platforms.
Right. But yeah, like you were saying, so what I was set up with that football kickoff that we did, the whole mission of that was to raise funds for our program to be able to do all of the things that we need to do. And I think that was a great opportunity for the kids to work on for the kids at that high school to work on their public speaking. I think that was a great opportunity, and that's something that we're looking to do more of. With the events that we have, giving those kids in high school a platform to where they can work on those type things. Because again, when they get to college, that's very important. When they call you in for an interview after the game, you can't be up there like acting like what I'm saying, you stuck or with the one word answers. You gotta know how to talk, and that'll be an opportunity for you to sell yourself.
Right.
So yeah.
No, that's definitely big for the kids. But I do want to make sure that we're staying. We went a little over, but staying in line with what your the future is going to hold. So tell me a little bit about some of the other things that you have on for Youth in Action.
Man, so our goal right now is to get our own facility so that we could house our program, our after school program for our kids, for the classroom, and the after school program stuff, and then also for our team, our basketball team, to practice, our track team to work out. So that's one thing that we're trying to get done right now. We're trying to make sure that we can house all of that. So that's our biggest mission right now, trying to get our own facility.
Okay. So yeah, that's definitely going to be big for the millennial community, and we definitely want to make sure that we're being able to support you. So make sure where can the people donate? How can they how can they help in that?
Our website is youthanAct, youthnAct.org. You can donate to our organization there. You could also follow us on Instagram at youth _in action, just the letter N action, and also on Twitter at youth _in action.
Well, I definitely appreciate both of y'all for coming on, talking a little bit about the AAU business and the business side of how nonprofits go. Definitely tune in next week. We have another guest coming on. So I appreciate y'all.
I appreciate you, man.
All right.